For someone that likes to be clean and organized, I have been showing a lot of mess on my videos lately. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Wolf Pack. We are back from the trip, rested, almost fully recovered finally, and it's actually been a couple of days since I threw everything in the luggage and went to shower. Today I'm feeling so much better and it's time to clean up everything, sanitize everything, and just get life back to normal. But as we're cleaning today, I did want to talk about something specific, which was the amount of trick-taking games that I don't have in my collection, and I definitely want your recommendations for that. When we were on our trip for the Roxy event, we did get to play a lot of trick-taking games, and no heat to all the games that were played and everything. It's just Jason taught us a ton of the games. Jason, if you happen to be watching, thank you so much for teaching. And got to play a lot of games with Danny, Grant, Jason, Bonds, and a bunch of others that you saw on the trip. And I did want to talk about a few of them, which got me thinking about today's video. So the first one actually is Skull King. So here's the thing with Skull King. I hear about this game a lot. I see it at a lot of conventions. I see a lot of people play it. But man, do I think this game is overhyped. And again, no shade to all of my friends that were playing this game. I had a ton of fun playing with them, but for the game itself, I do want to talk about it. So in Skull King, it is a trick-taking game, and ultimately you have different cards that rank, and we'll just call, I don't know the names of the cards off the top of my head. I know there was the Skull King, which is the strongest card, and then there's a Mermaid, which is stronger than the Skull King, but not as strong as the others, and then there's Pirates. Basically, there are all of these roles, and whoever has a strong card wins the trick for that round. So they win all the cards. And the goal of this game is for you to win tricks according to how much you bid. So if you bid 0, then your goal is to win no trick. If you bid 1, then you want to be able to win 1 trick the entire round. But man, is this game so repetitive. I don't understand why a small little card game is taking up so much time. It was the length of a medium to heavyweight game. It was an hour and a half to play Skull King, and I'm like, this is wild for a small little card game. And ultimately, we're doing the same thing every round. Whoever has the strongest card wins. So why is a game where you are trying to compare who has a stronger card going on for this long? So I don't get the hype behind it. It's an okay game. I enjoyed it. I mostly enjoyed the company and who I was playing with, but the game itself, I'm like, this is so repetitive. Do any of you agree with Skull King? Am I alone here on that? Because I don't know anyone who doesn't like Skull King. I feel like everyone around me loves it. But the more I was playing it around everyone, I'm like, my friends are really making it a lot more fun than it actually is. Bottom line, I'm like, how many times are we gonna compare who has the strongest card for 24 rounds? That's insane, because the first round you have 1 card, you compare who has the strongest card, they win that trick. And then the second round you have 2 cards and 3 cards and 4 cards, all the way until 8 or 10 cards. And then can you imagine how many rounds that is? That's just insane for how repetitive this game is. So that was my take on Skull King. We did also get to play another variations of trick-taking games. I actually really liked this other one. I think it was called Cooking Time or something, where you're ultimately trying to play in real time, and you have a set of ingredients in your hands, and every time you get rid of one ingredient to match a recipe on the table, then you pick up a new card. I pick up a new ingredient. And I thought that game was fun because it was very fast. It was almost like Speed, but themed around cooking. That one I enjoyed a lot. Another fun, I think it was pretty much a trick-taking game, because you're trying to compete to see who beats these recipes, and whoever wins that one will collect them all. And then a third one we played was Enemy Anemone. And this one was kind of just very straightforward. There wasn't anything whoa, that was so cool about it. It was okay. And in this one, you have to play a different colored suit. There wasn't much of a theme to it. You do have different types of fish and everything, and whoever has the strongest numbered suit would win that particular set of fish for that round. Now, because we played so many trick-taking games during this trip, it made me realize what do I have that I like to bring for trick-taking? And I think there are 2 off the top of my head. First one is Forks. I love this game. This is a small little card game. You might have seen me talk about it on a YouTube short, but you basically are trying to play, it's a fox, owl, rabbit, kale, and each suit will beat out a different type of suit. The fox is the strongest one, and then you have the owl, and then the rabbit, and then the kale being the worst suit. However, even though Kale is the worst suit, you can still score points for having combos in that one. And then it also changes because there's different terrain that you can use for playing this game. Now that's a trick team game that I love because there's a lot of variation in the round, because you're not always competing for just whoever has the strongest suit, because again, if you have like Kale or something, then you can win more combo points off of that. So I love that there's variation in the type of scoring that you can do. Second thing is that there's also terrain, so that changes from each round too. So that's why I think this trick taking game adds a lot of value to the player experience, which again, like Skull King and like Enemy and Enemy, which are very like substandard to me, because it's just too straightforward. There's no surprise, there's no reason for me to want to play a game like that again. So again, I don't have like the biggest breadth of knowledge when it comes to trick taking games, but I will say that my favorite right now is definitely Fort. And Fort is a little bigger. It's still a small box game, but it's not just a deck of cards. And I love Fort because there are so many things to do for a trick taking game. Like, you're trying to collect friends from everyone, so there's so much player interaction. You're trying to collect pizza and toys and balance how much pizza and toys, and there are individual pizza and toy tokens. And when you're scoring, it's so dynamic. So I feel like there are so many cool things that you can add to trick taking, and it doesn't have to be so one-dimensional. And it also like meets this same category of being able to take a game for travel, because Fort is still small enough. It's not small enough to fit in your pocket, but it's small enough for you to bring to travel. Now I want to bring Fort more often to travel. So like my go-to travel games right now is like Fort, Marvel Dice Throne, which is not a trick taking game, but it's it fits the travel category. And if anything, Forks and Flip 7, which is also not a trick taking game, but it's a party game. But basically, to stay on topic here, I want to know what all of your recommendations are for good solid trick taking games. So those are like kind of like, now you know what I don't like and what I do like, right? I don't like games that are one dimensional. I don't like games where you're doing the same thing every round. Like, repetitiveness is not my favorite thing. And because it makes sense. It makes sense, right? It's like I rarely get to play games with all these people. So, little disclaimer here: I don't bring games usually on travel trips because I want to experience the games that everyone else brings. And again, I'm not bagging on anyone else when I'm talking about this. But just for me, like when I play a game with someone, I want that experience to matter. I want that to be like a big experience. Like, I want this to be meaningful, because we rarely get to play, and when we do play, I want that experience to matter. So, if you have any recommendations for trick taking games, I am all ears for this, because I think I'm starting to go down a rabbit hole for more trick taking games, especially because you, Jason, Jason got a lot of really cool trick taking games, and I really want to be able to try a lot more. So now I just feel like I'm on the hunt for some really cool ones, and Fort and Fork are up there for my favorites so far. Again, I don't have the biggest breadth of knowledge when it comes to it, I will admit, but those two are two that I recommend, and ones that I love. So with that said, I realize I can't really clean up and talk to you all at the same time, or else it's going to go over all the audio. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cleaning all this up. And if you made it here to the very, very end, Wolfpack, go in and comment matters, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a trick taking game that matters, one that is going to make an impact, and one that's going to be worth it to take up this luggage space, when we travel going forward. Thank you all so much for watching, for hanging out, and I'm gonna get to some cleaning. I'll see y'all tomorrow.